Yeah. Oh.
Too much like homework.
Assuming you brought these. Oh, thank you. I have a warm one there for my phone.
Whoa. Danielle.
I don't mind warm ones.
Here. Hang up here. You ready?
Yep.
All right. We'll have a word of prayer and we'll get started. Dear Lord and Heavenly Father, we thank you for another day you've given to us. We thank you for the responsibilities that you give us each and every day to see to these students and the staff. We thank you for that. We thank you for the guidance and the wisdom that you give us each and every day. We just ask you to watch over us and lead us and guide us always. In Jesus' name we pray. All right. Student-led presentations. I guess we've got that up first.
Who wants to go first?
Who gets to go first?
Our robotics team? Hi. Can you tell us your names first?
I'm Joseph. This is Noah. Noah. Okay.
All right, thanks, guys. We're ready.
Okay. So we are the first Lego League. Our team name is the Rock Spots, and our team number is 4882.
First Lego League thing this year is big.
Talk really loud. You got it.
Our project is focused on providing awareness of issues for archaeologists. Our idea is to create a QR code to link to the school site with problem links list with links problem lists. We would like your permission to do this. We'd like your permission to like link our QR code to the school's website, kinda.
Seems reasonable.
So,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Let's put
Yeah.
it to a vote. All in favor of what was that again? Linking the
QR code on the school website.
linking the QR code to the website, school's website.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
You got it.
So I'm going to out someone who might be in the back. I don't know if anybody can see this, but they work with our Mr. Matt in the back, and he's in there helping them. I wanted to share this, but I didn't get it in time.
Thank you, Matt.
He
Yeah.
helped them create the QR code, right?
Yeah.
How was it working with Mr. Poole? Was it? It was great. Can you tell me why it was great?
He showed us like how to do it, what to do, and stuff like that. It was really great.
So you feel comfortable asking him for help again?
Yes.
Can we give these ladies and gentlemen a round of applause? I also have some choices for you over here that you can get a t-shirt or a hat. If you have a shirt or a hat and if you pick one that doesn't fit, you can come see us tomorrow and we'll get the right size. The ball cap. Miss Hawkins and my friend. Franklin has a side here. Okay.
On a side note, tomorrow I am on the junior drama team, and tomorrow we are doing a showing of The Wizard of Oz. I am Dorothy, as you can probably see, and I'd be really happy to see any of you guys there.
Thank you.
So
Thank you for the
sweet.
invite.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love it. I guess we know why she's here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Good job, kids.
We have another group, our sixth graders, and Miss Eubank is gonna. Do you need my dongle?
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Hawkins. We appreciate you too, Coach. If they're too big, let us know. Bring it back tomorrow. We'll get you a new one.
Yeah, I know.
Me too. I bet it was.
It's just
Maybe he's gonna take it off.
Guys, do you see yours? Okay. You want to move it into slideshow mode? Slideshow mode. Yes, please.
Let me have that. I'll hand it back to you. Okay, so our students have been working on a Genius Hour project or presentation in the middle school, 6 through 8. And they were to come up with a way to stop bullying in the middle school as they saw bullying as a problem in our school. So the winning presentations will be shared on our TV announcements the week of Red Ribbon Week, which is the last week of October. We have 6th grade winners, 7th grade winners, and 8th grade winners, but our 6th grade team was the overall winner. So they're going to present with you this evening. So I'd also like to recognize Sophie Cole and Michaela Kirk, who won the 8th grade. And then Mr. Emmerich's homeroom class did one big project together, which was a really cute game show idea. And they won the 7th grade. So with us tonight, sharing their presentation, are from Mrs. Harder's homeroom. I should have Lucas, Lane, Bentley, Wes, and Ian. Is that right? All right, so I'm going to let them take it over from here.
This is our slideshow for bullying, presented by Lane, Taylor, Bentley Witt, Wes Troutman, Ian Hovis, and Lucas Nidifer. This is how bullying can make you feel. It can make you feel mad, sad, stressed, anger, or rage.
Types of bullying. Types of bullying include physical, hitting, shoving, verbal, name-calling, threats, social, relational, exclusion, rumors, cyberbullying, online harassment, and sexual bullying, unwanted physical contact or comments. These behaviors are aggressive, often involve a power imbalance, and can cause significant emotional and physiological harm to the target. What bullying causes? Bullying can have serious and long-lasting consequences for victims, including mental health issues, depression, anxiety, stress disorder, PTSD, low self-esteem, and increased risk of substance abuse. Physical health problems, headaches, stomach aches, sleep disturbances, and weakened immune system. Academic difficulties, decreased grades, difficulty concentrating, avoidance of school, and dropping out of school. Verbal bullying. Verbal bullying is using words to intimidate, belittle, or harm another person, whether through insults, teasing, name calling, threats, or spreading rumors. It can happen in a person or online and is a form of bullying intended to make someone feel powerless and worthless, while sometimes dismissed as teasing. Persistent verbal bullying is damaging and can cause severe psychology effects, making it a serious issue in both children and adults.
Cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is the deliberate use of electronic technology such as computers, smartphones, and the internet to harass, threaten, embarrass, or harm another person, often repeatedly over time. It takes many forms, including sharing private information or mean content, but can also include exclusion, impersonation, and threats. Unlike traditional bullying, cyberbullying can feel inescapable, following victims anywhere and at any time, and its public nature can lead to widespread humiliation. Physical bullying. Physical bullying involves aggressive acts that hurt a person's body or belongings, such as hitting, kicking, or stealing. It is characterized by a perceived or actual power imbalance between the bully and the victim, and can result in physical injuries, psychological distress like depression and anxiety, and behavioral issues. Examples include punching, tripping, damaging property, or even restraining someone.
What needs to be fixed at Shoals Middle School? We need to stop bullying at Shoals Middle School because it can cause suicide or death. At this school, we do not want. At this school or any school, we do not want students to be scared to come to our school. We also don't want any part of bullying at our school. This is why bullying needs to stop, and it's not just here, but it's all over the world.
Good.
Hey, that was very brave of you guys.
Nice job, guys.
And we have Miss Eubank. We have T-shirts or hats for them. And Miss Molly said that they could trade in if they had needed a different size or would like a different hat. But that was very brave of you, and we want to thank you so much. Now, if you were here with the kiddos and you want to leave, we understand that you don't want to hear this boring stuff. But if you want to hear the boring stuff, you can't leave. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We love having the kids be here to present.
Thank the parents, too. Okay. Approval of minutes from the September 11th board meeting. Motion to approve.
Aye.
Eva, second.
Second.
Ethan, all in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Final.
Approval of the
Here we go.
final public hearing on the budget. I know everybody's excited about the budget. So I'm going to do a little demonstration about our budget.
Yeah, she's trying to get a hat.
I'm trying to get a hat. So, just so everybody knows, we have these different buckets for our budget. All the money we spend has to be spent in these four buckets. So, most of our things that Then we have something called debt service fund. This is kind of the bond that we took out as of last board meeting. We have not determined what will be paid for out of this. That will be taken in public use. But we just took out $1 million bond, and they are selling that bond as we speak to a local agent. So that the money that we that goes in this bucket, that $1 million, we will determine how that is spent. And then we have a rainy day fund. And you know how you have a can of money stacked away in your stock drawer? This is our very large stock drawer money that we stacked away and we use it in an emergency. So I have these little things, like if we're talking about bus repairs, it comes out of operations. Now, what happens if my operations fund is zero? Can I take it out of education fund? Nope. If you don't have it, you have to go over here to the rainy day and say, I need to borrow rainy day money. If we are going to buy 900 computers for our tech department, this comes out of our operations fund also. If I don't have the money in my operations account to buy the technology, we go to rainy day stock drawer, or we say can't buy it. If we are buying classroom materials, we just bought some nutrition materials here. It has to come out of our education fund. If we want to get teacher salaries, it has to come out of education. What if we can we pay teacher salaries out of debt service? Everything has to come out of the education fund. Teacher salaries, all of our teacher assistants, all of our classroom materials, anything that we purchase, books, anything we purchase for the classroom has to come out of education fund. And if we want to paint stripes on our fields for softball, soccer, I didn't feel like that paint has to come out of our operations fund. If we don't have money in operations funds, we can have anything that anytime we use this rainy day fund, we bring this to the board meeting. Anything that we are going to, like tools that we're going to fix broken items with, most of the time that comes out of operations. Textbook comes out of education. These two over here, if you notice, we don't touch those. We bring this to public meetings and have conversations around things that we would pay for using this debt service money and for our rainy day. So I just a little background about what having the buckets always helps me to understand. So as we come in and we finalize our budget hearing, this budget represents the commitment to providing high quality education for every student in our district while being responsible stewards of the community's money. So that's what I want you to understand how these buckets work. The proposed or the final budget aligns with our state guidelines and has been reviewed thoroughly to meet both educational goals and legal requirements. We welcome your questions and feedback as we continue to work through and serve our students in our community. And there are times that I run to classrooms or run down the hall or talk to Darla if I have budget questions or I have questions for you about things in your classroom. The documents outlined on our final budget for 2026 calendar year, they're in the budget packets or in our packets. Each year we have high-level advertising to maximize the levy, which refers to the amount of cash we receive, and we share our bus replacement plan along with items and potential projects on our capital projects list. Those are wish list items or equipment that has been evaluated by our maintenance team and they think they need to replace it in the near future. We post all of these things on our website and they are currently posted there now and have been for about 2 months maybe. The purchases of buses from our bus replacement plan and our project materials for our capital projects plans are paid for dollars with the operations fund. Excuse me. Also paid from the capital projects fund. Our capital projects fund is always tight and we do our best to save a little bit each year so that we can afford some of the more significant projects that come out of that, especially like our HVAC units, and I think they've had to do some roofing work in the past. Our bus replacement plan, it covers the 5-year period, and each year we set up aside funds to gradually, because the state only provides 1/12 of an annual cost of a bus. Over time, these funds will accumulate until we have enough to replace a bus, and we're actually getting ready to get one by the end of the year. Kendra started this process last year, Kendra?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are 18 months to get one bus. But we're hoping, and they keep telling us, that the bus will be here before the end of the year. And I think we're all excited just to see the bus. The rainy day fund, as we've talked about, it's pretty self-explanatory. It allows our school to set aside surplus revenue during unexpected deficits. Our rainy day fund has not been touched in numerous years. Until this year, we did use some rainy day funds to pay some debt that we had. The ISBA strongly encourages that we maintain a minimum of 25% of our annual budget in a rainy day fund, which would be about $1.3 million for us. And we do not have $1.3 million in there, but we continue to build up that a little bit at a time. And it's every year we are able to transfer a little bit to that account. The current year financial worksheet is a document in our folder. It's a key that is a tool for our budgeting process. This worksheet is used to project our district's financial activity for the remainder of the year from July 1 to December 31st, and it captures only 6 months of time frame. It talks about remaining expenditures, remaining appropriations, and estimated year-end balances for each fund. We also have to do what's called a Form 1 budget estimate, and it provides details for each of these buckets. That Form 1 does. So we have to have detailed line items breaking down anticipated expenses for the upcoming year. Excuse me. It includes projections for categories such as salaries and benefits, supplies and services, which come from the education fund, and then it serves as a starting point for building our budget and helps us determine funding needs for finalizing appropriations and tax rates. Appropriations are basically this, based on the expenses we have, this is the amount that we think or we feel like we're going to be spending for this year. And there are times, such as this year, we will have to ask for additional appropriations to be able to get through the end of this year. We will do that next month. But based on projections, we anticipate, and what that means is we just have to take some money out of we have an education savings fund, and we have to take a little money out of our savings account to put into the education fund. It's like when you buy something in your house that's a big item and you have to move money from your savings to be able to pay for that. It's kind of the same thing. But we have to get government, we have to get state permission to be able to move the money from our savings to the education fund. So we will be doing that in the near future. Our debt service fund typically receives the amount we appropriate. However, new state legislation, the cash balance on hand is now capped. 15% of the annual payment for new debt and 50% of the annual payment exists for existing debt. And our goal is to maintain a debt service rate of under $1, and currently we're at 1.109, so we are well within our target. Right now we're about 11 cents. And that's all I have.
That's it?
Yeah. If you have questions about buckets, I would love to have a conversation.
All right. We need a motion. I guess we're approving this budget.
We're approving the budget.
All motion.
We're approving this budget. Eva's got the motion. I need a second.
Second.
Lorna, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. What about that till next year? Okay. Any comments from the patrons concerning items on the agenda? All right. Moving on, we got building principal reports. Who's up?
Like that she's not gonna be able to make it. She's on it. Thank you.
I don't have any little pretty pictures and all that kind of stuff. I'm very regimented. High school efficiency, I suppose. But anyway. So we've been doing a lot in the middle school. As I mentioned, the Genius Hour project is something they've been working on since our September half day, and they've had a little bit of time in their homeroom classes. All grade levels worked on it. We had several projects, a lot of cute ideas. So, and you saw one of many. So, in addition, we had our sixth grade students attended a STEM open house at Crane on Thursday, September 18th. And our eighth grade students attended the Martin County Alliance Manufacturing Day on Friday the 19th. So our kids are getting out in the community and seeing a lot of different opportunities for their future. Sixth and seventh grade students in their PE class are working through the presidential physical fitness testing. And Ms. Hoffman and Ms. Harder had sixth grade students who have already mastered those standards right at the beginning of the year. So shout out to Arian Wright, Ariel Kidwell, Aniston Taylor, Lane Taylor, Jet Hoffman, and Silas Servance. And Miss Hoffman awarded them with a sweet treat from Bomax for their efforts in that achievement. I would like to give a shout out to Daniel Turpin, Scott Fishback, and Scott Carr. These three guys helped me a ton on lunch duty. And I think I talk about lunch every time I'm in here because lunch is loud in the middle school. But we don't have any devices, and it's good to see them mix and mingle and actually be social and learn those social skills. Some of them struggle with that, but we're learning. So I appreciate their flexibility. Oftentimes we, almost every day, unless it's raining, we take the kids outside, even if it's for 10 minutes, just to burn off a little bit of energy. And sometimes they play on sidewalk chalk. Sometimes they're jumping ropes. Sometimes they're kicking a soccer ball. But it burns a little bit of energy and makes it a little easier to get back to it. And these guys really helped me with that a lot. I also would like to give a shout out to Kelly Wellman-Covey. She is an indispensable part of my team. She is always willing to jump in and help, whether that's serving in the cafeteria for breakfast every morning or lunch when necessary. She has a great handle on the pulse of our middle school student population, and she works tirelessly to help solve the middle school drama that continuously arises, as you might imagine. So she also puts together an SEL curriculum. So 2 days a week, we're working on middle school social and emotional skills, and she puts together little nuggets, little videos, little things to get the kids talking about what's appropriate and maybe not appropriate at their age. So she just is a wonderful contributor to the team. So in terms of student programs, we have a variety of things going on, but of course our positive behavior intervention is led by Molly, and she did a wonderful job organizing yesterday's event. So 133 of the 153 middle school students participated yesterday in a nature walk and a scavenger hunt competition. They did a sidewalk chalk. It was an album cover for kindness. If you were going to make a music album for kindness, what songs did you include? What would that album look like? And then our sixth grade students had been working on these math review games, and they got to share their math games with all the kids. So we had a lot of fun yesterday. And tonight we'd like to wish our middle school spell bowl team the best of luck. They're off to North Knox High School tonight. So a lot going on in the middle school there. As you know, our athletics are winding down. Eighth grade volleyball finished the season 7-11. Seventh grade was 9-8. The girls soccer team didn't have much success this year, but the boys season ended 9-4. They placed second in conference tourney and went to a 2-1 tourney, and unfortunately lost to Jasper. So in terms of teacher accountability, today was parent-teacher conferences for our teachers and parents of our middle school kids. my teachers were challenged to reach out to every single parent of the kids for each middle school kids, and it had to be either an in-person meeting or a phone conversation. I asked for dialogue, not a notification. So they've been busy, and they were still up there making calls when I left to come down here. So, but I asked them to share a lot of information like grades, attendance concerns, discipline concerns, and we're also sharing assessment data, like where is your kid testing, so that they understand that is an important indicator for us. So yesterday was our second professional development day, and the middle school staff did a deep dive into our iReady benchmark data. Thank you to Danielle. She came in and kind of led that. So the teachers will use that information to determine the most critical learning objectives that need to be addressed in the middle school. Specifically for math and English, we will be adding science into the mix because sixth grade iLearn assessments will be something that we're held accountable to this year as well. Teachers also use that information to help write their SLOs and their TLOs for their RISE assessments. And again, thank you to Danielle. She led that discussion. And then in our faculty meeting, we discussed some expectations for grades, testing, and evaluations. And we also brainstormed some solutions to address some of the literacy concerns among our student population. So we've got some big ideas in store to help boost that literacy number. So, of course, we have fall break coming up after tomorrow, and then we got some big events coming up. And you can see we have Red Ribbon Week will be the week of October 28th, and we have some big things in store with the BMX Bike Show coming. On the 29th, we are going to take an adventure to Evansville for Junior Achievement Job Spark, and so all the 8th graders will be joining us for that. They're going to see a variety of professions and industries, just giving them a better understanding of what it means to get a job and how to develop a career. Throughout the month, we also had several teachers that are getting certified or recertified in crisis prevention. And so Heidi Hoffman, Kelly, Brittany, Carrie, all got recertified recently. And then we have a few more, myself, Jackie, Daniel, and Christina will be getting certified in the coming months. So a lot going on, but we're having fun, I think. At least I am, anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Although I've been out of the elementary for 10 years, you can tell that elementary is where my heart is. I had to get that. Just that.
So I just want to start by giving a shout out to my high school students. Their attendance as I mentioned last month, has not been the greatest the last few years. And we started an attendance challenge, and as of today, when I ran the report, we are at 95% since school started. And the state wants the goal for the state for our accountability that we're going to be getting graded on this year is 94%. So they're exceeding that right now. I hope this continues. And for the ones that show up tomorrow, I am getting them either a small milkshake or a pop from Bomax. So they knew they were going to get something. They didn't know what, but the deal was they had to show up tomorrow because so we'll be treating them tomorrow to that. I want to give a huge thank you to this lady back here, Danielle Cornett. She wears so many hats in this building, and I would not want your job. But I want to thank her for organizing and administering the PSAT. Out of 104 students, 101 made it in, and that was contacting all of our online students to get them in here. So it was 97%. So thank you so much for that, Danielle. Students, they enjoyed sausage this week during lunch from our very own Jug Rock Farms, and I will say that they said that there is a difference in the taste between Jug Rock Farm sausage and the other sausage. Did you hear the same thing, Amy? Yes, they love the sausage from our farm. And thank you for allowing our farm to serve that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I know my kids are excited when it's breakfast day in the cafeteria. They love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, breakfast for lunch. Speaking of Jug Rock Farms, they have had such a busy past few weeks. They hosted a fall field day for our littles, and it is so nice because a lot of our littles, they don't ever get to experience something like that. Some of them might not ever get to go to Lark Ranch or anything like that, but they get to experience right here in their very own school. And just all the activities that they put together is amazing. Um, they also hosted Farm Fair for Shoals students and Lagodi students, and they also and Washington, and they also are doing a fall field day for Lagodi and Washington. And I just want to brag again on our high school students. They are a big part of those days, and they amaze me every day because they are leaders and they are running these activities at these stations, and they are presenting and talking, and I'm so proud of our high schoolers. Wednesday's PBIS event for the month of October was a lot of fun. I think the high schoolers at first was like, this is not geared towards us, but you should have seen them. If you flip the page, you'll see a lot of pictures. They ended up having a lot of fun. Creating the album covers for kindness and then going on a scavenger hunt, which was inside the high school. So they all did this with their rock solid class and they had to compete against one another. And the one that was the fastest was Reva Troutman's class. And they all won something special yesterday. And then the winning album cover class will be getting donuts tomorrow. But they had a lot of fun doing this. I want to thank Molly Tharp again for organizing it. She's doing a great job organizing, coming up, being creative, doing different things each month for PBIS. I want to thank Cami Sanders for organizing some fun pep sessions this week for our sectional send-offs. Although soccer ended their season, we still have cross country who will be competing on the 18th at B&L, and then our volleyball, they will be playing next Thursday night at 7:30 at Lagodi, and they have had an amazing season. I think they finished 22-4 and 6-1 for Blue Chip. So they are doing amazing. I want to wish them the best of luck. Once we return from fall break, we will celebrate Red Ribbon Week with special activities, and we will end with a special BMX air show performance for all students. They're doing a show for the littles, and then they're doing a show for middle school and high school. And I want to thank Mrs. Eubank. She wrote a grant for this. We will find out next week, right, if we get it or not for this. If not, we do have the funds to cover it, but she did write the grant, and I'm hoping. So I want to thank you for that. High school students, so by law, the whole district has to do an anti-bullying lesson of some sort by October 15th every year. And in the high school, we did a lesson on what it means to be an upstander or a bystander. And it was really neat to hear the perspective of a high school student because we started out with a survey and a lot of them ended up being bystanders and we wanted to know why. And a lot of their answers were really interesting. Some of the things they said was that it's they see someone being bullied, and the reason why they're a bystander is it's someone they don't know, so they don't want to get involved. It's none of their business. They don't want to lose friends over it. They're not sure what to do, or they don't want to look stupid or uncool. So it was really interesting to see high school perspectives on that. So they learned the difference, and then they watched a couple videos and then completed an activity over that. The last thing is really neat. I just want to, our CTE program that we have here at Shoals is outstanding. For a school our size, what we offer is just simply amazing. And we have large schools such as Washington and Southridge called today. They want to bring their CTE teachers here for professional development. Their exact words, both of these schools were, we want to model our CTE programs after what Shoals is doing. You've got it going on in your CTE program. And that just hearing that from larger districts is pretty amazing. So I do believe Southridge is bringing a team of teachers here Monday, and then Washington is after fall break. But I just think that's pretty awesome for a school our size. On the last page is just a bunch of pictures. At the bottom is our Shoals Catfish Queen, Ellie Rader. She read to some of our elementary students this week, and of course, the little girls wanted to try on her crown. And then there's pictures of the Fall Field Day, Farm Fair, and then the PBIS event. And this is not in here, but as a middle school parent, I am very grateful. Miss Eubank, you are doing an amazing job. And I just love having you as a part of our team. So thank you. Also, real quick, I would like to give a short update on some grants, some big, exciting grants that have to do with our school. Our FEMA Safe Room Project, which is our classrooms back here, a lot of construction is going on. Tuesday is going to be a huge day for it. They are bringing in a lot of large equipment and trucks that will be going in and setting these T-beams. And the way they describe these T-beams, they say it's the same ones that they use on overpasses and bridges. And they said it would be really neat for the kids to see, but it's also very dangerous. So for the last few weeks, they have busted their rears to get it where they could be doing this over fall break and it would not interfere with students or staff. I want to thank Ben for that because he's been in contact with the contractor. We do have meetings every 2 weeks with the architect and the contractor. And yesterday we got to pick out flooring for the classrooms. And that was really exciting for me because I felt like I was picking out something for like a house or something. It wasn't too exciting for the men, but I was excited for it. Also in April, as everyone knows, our track was fully submerged underwater, which caused a lot of damage. And unfortunately, it wasn't covered by insurance because it sits in a floodplain. And in order to repair it, we were looking at over $300,000. And that's a lot of money for a school our size. Dr. Lanham just explained how the budget works. So someone had mentioned to me that FEMA could possibly help, but they said, good luck. That was their exact words. They said, it probably won't go anywhere. It's a long shot. And I took that as a challenge. So after countless hours of meetings and lots of paperwork, and I've had to go to the courthouse and meet with different FEMA teams, I found out last week that they are going to pay up to 75% of the cost to get our track replaced. So that is very exciting for us. We will only be responsible for 25%. And then I was notified earlier this week that we were only one of 9 schools in the state who received a rural and low income grant, and it's for a little over $20,000 that can go for anything student achievement wise. So I'm still working on that one, but that was exciting that we were one of only 9 in the state to get selected for that. That's all I have.
Thank you so much.
One of the things that I had on my superintendent report was the building also. But each of those 14-inch blocks, they're made, custom made in Jasper. They built them, but they weigh 86 pounds a piece. And then I don't know the beams that they're going to put up. They're bringing a crane in to do it, but it's fascinating to me.
Can that be recorded for the kids to see?
Yeah, I'll get out. I'll try to remember to go out there, Darla. Yeah,
We'll do a video on
I'll video it if you remind me on Tuesday to go out there.
Are we on track for January still?
And under budget
So far.
so far.
I'll believe it when it's done. It's been a long project getting that
I
started.
remember years ago when they had the track. Remember in 2006 or 7, we asked FEMA to pay for the track that time, and we got denied then. So I'm glad that you were able to be persistent. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
All right, new business, personnel items. You got Jeff Callahan as athletic director consultant, Logan Wagler as the 5th grade boys basketball coach, Tyler Marshman as girls varsity assistant basketball coach, and a clarification that Sam Perry is the boys JV basketball coach, not the girls varsity assistant. Jamie Marchman and Alyssa Howe as girls basketball volunteers. Resignation of Glenn Gray from full-time custodial position. Approval of Vicki York as substitute custodian. Approval to transfer Amanda Wilson to full-time custodial position once her current cafeteria position is filled. Approval of Kelly Boyd and Melissa Grogan as food service substitutes. Approval to transfer Karen Ray to the cafeteria once her current elementary aide position is filled. And Chad Gibson as volunteer coach for elementary boys basketball. Motion to approve those folks.
All motion.
Ethan, second. Nat, all in favor?
Aye.
Personnel continued. Heidi Hoffman and Travis Brett as fifth grade girls basketball coaches. Andy Purdue will not be coaching this grade level as previously approved due to scheduling conflicts. Mallory Wagner as high school robotics coach. Mimi Hawkins, elementary robotics coach. Approval of Renee Albright as substitute teacher in the middle school, high school, and as substitute custodian. Approval of Tiffany Whitmer to full-time with benefits to meet the needs of multi-cat students. Elementary principal requests approval for Cassie Brazine to transfer to elementary Title I aide position, primarily assisting first and second grade students. This transfer would take place on her replacement in her current position. Approval for Tiana, I guess I said that right, Graber, to shadow Mr. Burkhart or other admin during after-school events to obtain observation hours for her degree in athletic administration. I would like to know a time frame on that if possible at some point. Approval of Deanna Smith as a classroom substitute teacher. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you.
I'll poke you with my
Yeah,
hand.
okay. You slap me or something. Motion to approve those folks.
All motion.
Eva, second. Lorna, all in favor?
Aye.
Some fundraisers, beta clubs to seek community support with different sponsorship levels. October 9th through June 30th. High School Rockettes to host the yearly donation calendar fundraiser, October 20th through November 3rd. High school cheer team to sell old uniform pieces, November 25th through December 19th. Beta clubs to host the annual Beta Club Light Show on December 12th and 13th. And Daddy-Daughter Dance hosted by the parents of the class of 2028 on January 17th. Motion to approve.
All motion.
Ethan, second. Nat, all in favor?
Aye.
Trip request. High school FFA to Feldon Purdue Ag Center in Bedford, September 23rd. Soil testing competition. Media yearbook editors to VUJC on October 1st for Jostin's website training. High school spell bowl team to North Knox High School on October 9th for a blue chip spell bowl meet. Motion to approve those trips. Lorna, second.
I'll second.
Ethan, all in favor?
Aye.
And some more trip requests. Fourth grade to Spring Mill is tomorrow, October 10th. High school FFA to the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis on October 29th. High school band to Bar Reef High School November 4th for the annual Festival of Bands. High school spell bowl November 3rd, destination to be determined. Second grade to Marengo Cave on November 7th. Elementary beta to Evansville November 13th for the State Elementary Beta Convention. High school English class to IRT in Indianapolis December 3rd to watch a Christmas Carol play. And middle school and high school beta clubs to Bedford to purchase food for local food pantry between December 1st and the 31st. Motion to approve those trips.
All motion.
Eva, second. Nat, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, stipends for 25-26 school year. Approval for Rebecca Rollins to receive a stipend as admin coordinator. And we're going to table the approval for Tracy Letourneau to receive a stipend at this point in time as a deaf and hard of hearing coordinator. And approval for Danielle Cornett and Allison Taylor to receive stipend for assisting athletic department. Motion to approve those. Nat, second. Lorna, all in favor?
Aye.
Operations fund funded projects. Approval to replace the track with a FEMA, supplying 75% of the cost, as Kenner just talked about. Motion to approve that.
All motion.
Eva, second.
I'll second.
Ethan, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approval of Huddle Technology Systems. Motion to approve that. Lorna, second.
I'll second.
Ethan, all in favor?
Aye.
Couple approvals to post. Approval to post and accept mowing bids for 26-28 through 28. And approval to post for full-time custodian. Motion to approve those postings.
I'll
Nat,
second.
Eva's got the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Events coming up. Grandparent celebration in the elementary on various dates in November. Elementary students caroling in town will select dates in December. Special community guest readers throughout the months of October through December. Redemption Church to offer lunch club for Shoals Elementary 5th grade students for 25-26 school year every other Wednesday. And I'm making sure on this. Is it Mernada Net? Is that correct? Okay. I just want to make sure. With the Family Health Center and the Good Choices program to visit second grade once a week for Positive Choices lessons. Elementary music program to be held on Friday, December 5th at 1:30 in the high school gym. With Friday, December 12th as the makeup day. Motion to approve those events.
All motion.
I'll second.
Ethan and Eva, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approval of Travis Brett as a high school boys basketball volunteer. Approval of Riona Royston as substitute teacher upon completion of required paperwork with a positive outcome. Approval of Charles Mike Schartzer as elementary girls basketball volunteer. Journey Chastain to serve as paid CTE intern. And Callie Furman as elementary beta sponsor. And employee comp time paid out to her estate. Motion to approve those personnel items. Annette, second.
Second.
Ethan, all in favor?
Aye.
And a couple more trip requests. Preschool students to Lark Ranch on the 21st of October. High school students to IU October 24th for college visit. Motion to approve those.
All motion.
Eva, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I think that's it. Did I leave anything out? Okay. Making sure. All right. Superintendent's report.
up.
You're up.
I'm up.
You're up.
I'm excited. So I can't, I second everything that Kendra and Carol had talked about with the kids. It's been a great experience. I love having my office in the middle school, and I love seeing all the activity. I love to go down to the cafeteria and see kids in the cafeteria chatting. I came down to the pep session the other day, watched the cross country team race the volleyball team, that part of the pep session, but everybody was engaged and they were doing a great job. I want to we're coming upon the end of our athletic season, and our athletic teams have entered into post-season play, and we're proud to recognize their hard work, resilience, and sportsmanship as they represent our school. And it's been great to watch I think I've made it to every level, every type of sport. And on Monday, the boys soccer team faced Lighthouse Christian Academy in a challenging match. It was their sectional game, and it was raining the whole time, and they were probably having a ball out there. But despite the adversity, our players showed some really impressive determination, and they were there were some issues on the field a little bit, and they stood their ground, and they had maintained that positive attitude, and I appreciate that. Their grit and perseverance throughout the game. Soccer's a demanding sport, and physically and mentally, and our athletes, they rose to the occasion even the middle school soccer, just watching that was just fantastic. I have to say a special thank you to the whole entire team, coaching staff for perseverance and commitment throughout the season, even making sure it was, Rita's out there mowing grass, mowing fields, and they're watering the grass, and it's just been great to watch our coaches go above and beyond for our kids, and it's wonderful. I do have to give a shout out to the student section at the boys soccer game. For those of you who might have been there were about 12 kiddos standing in the rain the entire time, and they were so positive, and they kept it. I was sitting right next to them, but they kept cheering. They cheered to the end, and it was wonderful to watch. I think they had a lot of fun, and they had a lot of hoarse voices. And then on Tuesday, the girls team, they competed against Tell City at Forest Park. And what stood out the most to me was their ability to play as a team. They showed unity in their effort and determination. Even, you could see the fatigue set in. And it was warm, and it was, they were playing on an AstroTurf field, which have they played on an AstroTurf field until? Yeah. So it was incredible, and they weren't really intimidated. That facility to me was a little intimidating, but they did a great job. And I can't wait to continue to watch all of these teams continue to grow. Volleyball season is coming this next week. We have the volleyball sectional, and everybody's excited. I think people are cutting their trip short to make it back for Thursday night's game, 7:30. So it's going to be exciting to watch, and everybody, the talk is the potential to, but I won't say it out loud. So everybody's very excited about that, and so I can't wait to see everybody in the stands at the game. I want to just say congratulations to all coaches and players, just because of the marks of dedication and sportsmanship and teamwork. And, as mentioned, these sports, it's a long season. Most of these sports start in the summer, so it's been and it's hot sometimes. So just the strength and determination has been great, and we're proud of all of them. So last Saturday, they had the softball tournament out here. Part of it was here, part of it was down at the field. It was very successful. I popped in a few times, and it was great to see people from all over on our campus, and they complimented our fields and our facilities, so it was really good. And it was also a great fundraising experience for our family here in our district. But it was also Hindostan Days, and it was a great experience. My first Hindostan Days. I have to say thank you to Amy and Megan, because the night before at the volleyball game, I'm like, what do I do to set up? And Amy jumped in, and Megan jumped in to help us get things organized. I had a carload of things, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure I have enough stuff. And then Megan rolls in, and she has all these games and things for kids to do to set up in our space. So we had this giant Connect 4 game, and they had this giant Jenga game, and then the string game where you throw, and you have to loop it around. I don't know what it's called, but the Jenga pieces were a hit because kids built things. And then we had books there for Title I. From Title I, we had a lot of people take books, and we had a craft. So I brought each of you a craft. I have to thank Melanie Hawkins you need two.
I do need to.
And so Melanie Hawkins, her STEM class helped us to create these. All the components to your scarecrow are in the bag.
Thank you.
The kids had a blast.
That's
they
cute.
played. We have a lot of kids at our booth. Kendra was there. I have to thank all the volunteers who helped set up the booth, take it down, and was there during. It was hard to stay in our booth. There were so many things at Boston Days. It was great, and the food was wonderful. Yeah, it was right across from us. The caramel kettle corn. I had to talk about the FEMA update, but I'm excited to get out there this week and watch them do that. And it has been really great to work with Bolden Construction. They've been a great team, and also with Lancer Architect, they've really done a good job. Those every other Thursday meetings, they're really Kendra and I just kind of sit there and listen, but I know enough to know how things are going out there, and they're doing a great job. They're very professional. They're out there early. They're here when we as soon as they're able. They're out there with their headlights on. So we're going to continue to provide updates on the project as it continues in the following through the stages, and it's exciting. We had a safety committee meeting today. We were talking about how we have all of our plans, like this is the path you take if you go outside in a fire drill. This is where you're going to go if there's a tornado or things like that. But in December, we're going to have to rewrite that whole plan because of our new space, and we're all excited. We've also been working on developing a new evaluation tool for our teachers, and we have a team of teachers that's working with us, and we're really coming up with some great ideas and some great collaboration. It is going to take a long process for us. So the state has given every school district the opportunity to create their own plan now, and you no longer have to have highly effective needs improvement. So they've given us the autonomy to do that. So our team is working to really create a good plan for and we're looking at our pillars and our PBIS, and we're kind of tying it all together. So that was a great meeting we had last week. And then we had also had some meeting and conversations in the next couple months about what happens on snow days and what that looks like. So we have a team of teachers who are making those decisions right now. Hopefully we don't have to have that conversation for a little while, but we did have a 2-hour delay, and it was pretty successful the way the bus drivers handled it well, and the way Kendra helped me with the process at 5:00 in the morning. So I have to just say thank you again, Kendra and our team. We're all working together collaboratively to make things happen, and the board has been very supportive of me these past couple months, and I'm very thankful, honored, and blessed to be here. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our amazing curriculum director. She's going to give you some data information.
The pressure you put on her.
Well, I told her today, I said, as I'm making the buckets, I said, because she's very organized and very,
she is.
Very, like, she's way ahead of the game, and I'm the last minute going, hey, let's try this. Hey, let's do that. Hey. Right, Danielle? Yep.
She messed you all up, didn't she, Danielle?
I said, I occasionally will say, Danielle, I think we can do this. How about that? Would you like me to push the button for you? Okay. Well, I have a packet here that you guys can use.
That's fine.
Who that is. Matthew to the rescue. The two girls just want their picture up.
Yeah, they just want to moment of fame. Nothing to do about that. You can turn to the next one.
I gotcha.
All right, so just some testing updates. Ms. Hovis, she talked about this, but PSAT, all sophomores and juniors last Thursday, and then the makeups were on Monday of this week. Took the PSAT. They should have the results by the end of the month. So the end of the month, the students will have the results emailed to them as well as me sending it out to the parents. A special thank you to St. Vincent de Paul for donating the snacks for sophomores and juniors. They always ask me, are we going to have snacks while we're testing? That's their expectation. So thank you to them. New this year for iLearn, we have, we all know we have the iLearn at the end of the year, that big assessment. But new this year is the state required that we also have 3 checkpoints throughout the year, plus the big test at the end. So iLearn Checkpoint 1 is going on right now. It ends November 14th. So grades 3 through 5 have completed both the ELA and Math Checkpoint 1 assessments this week, and grades 6 through 8 will complete theirs after fall break. New this year too from the state is parents now have access to see their child's score like day of or next day within 24 hours with an access code. So the teachers helped me out today during parent-teacher conferences. Each parent that they met with got a flyer, access code to see their kid's score so they can see it that day, which is pretty cool. The parents that did not show up, I'm able to pull their email from Skyward, and I have been doing this today of the parents that didn't show up and sending them their access code that way through Tide. KRA, this is new to us this year too, is the Kindergarten Readiness Assessment, and that testing was completed August through October. October 3rd was the last date for it, and those reports are expected back in 2 weeks. So end of October, we should have those reports back as well. iSprout, this is kind of new to us this year too. So iSprout, state requires that all students in preschool that have IEPs have to be given iSprout testing. But we, as a school corporation last year, made a decision that all preschoolers are going to go through iSprout testing. And it's not your traditional testing where you're there on a computer taking a test, answering questions. It's more observational. So the teachers are observing their behaviors. There might be questions about what's this letter, what's this number, stuff like that. But it is a good assessment tool, and it will make sure that the kiddos in preschool are kindergarten ready. So we're excited about that. And all these teachers who give these assessments, they've had to take training. So a big shout out to them for taking that training, serving as test administrators and proctors for all these state tests. We couldn't do it without their help. So data updates. Already Ready is our benchmark testing. So we give this to students K through 8. Beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. And this is just to see how they've grown throughout the school year. We can also see, like Mrs. Eubank said, we can see what standards they're struggling on, what standards they have high achievement. And the teachers can plan their lessons according to that data. So that data is really helpful for that. So both middle school and elementary teams, they participated in a data dive to analyze those results yesterday. And elementary, we also focused on the iLearn1 checkpoint since they have their results back as well. A big thank you to Mrs. Eubank and Mrs. Gibson for welcoming me into their meetings and to be able to share and discuss that information. And then looking ahead after our meeting, me and Mrs. Eubank, after that one yesterday, we're like, let's do another one in November for November's PD and cover iLearn. So that's our plan for the November PD, is to cover a data dive on iLearn. The next one is DEX reports. So these are state reports. They are all due tomorrow. So membership, pupil enrollment, staff employment, and the other employment reports have been completed and will be certified tomorrow. And here's the update of our enrollment numbers as of today. Total enrollment K through 12 is 566, and total enrollment preschool through 12 is 594. Yes, we did. It doesn't count on that October 1st, though, because it was after October 1st, but yes, we did.
There's another count day.
In February. Okay. Yep, in February. So the same membership report will be ran in February to make sure all of our kiddos are going to safety and accounted for. Yep.
She's ready for me that to be done and the button push tomorrow, because if I go into her office one more time and say, "What's the count today?" It's an everyday conversation. It's like the Groundhog Day for her every day.
And then a high ability update. So I'm currently working on scheduling COGAT testing for grades kindergarten, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th. Usually this is just done in kindergarten, 2nd, and 5th grade. But because of all the flooding, snow days last year, and we had to get an iLearn testing in NWA, 2nd and 5th did not get tested. So that's why we're doing 3rd and 6th this year, so that we can test them this year since they did not get tested last year. And that COGAT assessment is just the first step in identifying students for high ability services. So some other steps would be like iLearn scores, looking at them, looking at iReady scores, and teacher recommendations. So, and also since I took that over this year, I'm going back to school right now and getting my high ability license. So I just completed my first class and have 3 more to go, and I should be certified in May. The end of May. So, yeah.
Thank you.
So that's exciting. I'm learning a lot and hope to apply a lot of it to building our high ability program here. So I'm excited. The next one is just iLearn Checkpoint 1 ELA data that we've received from the state for grades 3, 4, and 5. And then in your packet again, the next one will be math for grades 3, 4, and 5. And none of this data or from Checkpoint 1, the state does not hold us accountable for this. So this is just Checkpoint making sure that the kids are on track. It will print us a 4-page report saying, hey, this standard, you might want to look at this for this kid. Oh, the standard they're excelling in. So it gives our teachers a better idea, a better understanding. So this does not count towards any state accountability. The one at the end is the one that is still state accountable and will go towards our letter grade.
This is just for our benefit.
Correct.
And you said the parents see all this information as well to see how their kiddo's doing.
Yes, and our teachers, grades 3 through 8, they will communicate that, and I will also be sending home something to them, even if they don't access code and have that. So yeah. Yep, we're covered multiple ways where the parents, and I know the middle school teachers are going to talk to the students about their data, sit down with them, show them where they're at, where they need to go, and have those conversations to hopefully try to improve scores as well. And then the next one, I don't have it on there because it would have been really tiny.
Yeah.
That's our iReady data. So that beginning of the year benchmark that they took in August. They had the month of August to complete it. So the first one shows elementary, so K through 5. And then on the right-hand side is a Cadence Learning beginning of the year. And that one is testing comprehensive reading. So that's like our dyslexia screener. So that's how we, and Mrs. Sullivan, she's our dyslexia specialist and is really great with running all that data. And then the last one,
information here.
The last one is the iReady beginning of the year data for 6th, 7th, and 8th, so middle school. And I mean, this data even goes beyond where, like Mrs. Eubank was saying, it will give the teachers, and this is what we had with the teachers, it gives every student's name, the standard, where they're testing at, whether that's mid, 6th grade, 5th grade, each standard, whether they're mid, 5th grade, 6th grade. So it really is a detailed report that really helps us to know where they're at and where they need to go. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
So if everyone is like, when they see on this, everyone's struggling from low,
Mhm. Mhm. Yes.
Then she can see individually
Mhm. Yes. Yeah, and like iReady, it will even do a printout report for the parents where it will tell you what your kiddo's good at and what they need to focus on and how to help them focus on that too. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yes. And then the last page is just that access to the family portal. So this is what the parents got today is along with their little information access code so that they can log in. And thank you to Matthew. It is also on our website. So if any parents have questions, they know it's on there and they can contact me and I'll help them through it too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great information.
Hey, we forgot to wish everybody well wishes for fall break next week.
Well, you still got time.
I hope you all have a great fall break.
Yeah.
We want it happy and safe and adventurous. Safe adventures. I think we have time.
Are we done? Got 2 more things.
Anything else? Anything on the financials? I know you went through the budget and
I
all
went
that.
through the budget and talked about the
So-
appropriations, and we will talk more about that in November.
Okay. All right. We need approval for leave of accounting report for September 25. Motion to approve that. Lorna, second.
I'll second.
Ethan, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And approval of claims. Need a motion for that.
Full motion.
Second. Annette, all in favor?
Aye.
Anything else? Any other discussion? Okay.
Dear Shows School Board, Dr. Lanham, Kendra, and staff, with sincere thanks, Mike and I would like to express our gratitude for your kindness, love, support shown to our daughter Tammy. Your attendance at her viewing and funeral was appreciated. Also, the blue and white floor arrangement with the Drug Rock plaque was so appropriate. She would have loved it. Tammy loved her job in making sure meals were provided for the children. Respectfully, Mike and Andy.
You will be missed. Anything else? We are adjourned.